In a small town where everyone knew everyone else's business, lived Raghov, a mild-mannered clerk in the local municipality office. He was known for two things: his neat handwriting and his habit of making promises too easily. "Of course I'll help," Raghov would say, whether he truly could or not. One morning the schoolteacher asked him to recommend her nephew for a job. Raghov nodded. In the afternoon, a shopkeeper requested a quick signature for a license. Raghov agreed. By evening, his neighbor wanted him to speak to an officer about a water connection. Raghov smiled and promised again. At home, his wife Kamala listened patiently and finally said, "You have only one mouth, Raghov, but you give it to the whole town." Raghov laughed and waved her words away. A week later, the town office was buzzing. A government inspector was visiting, and suddenly all the promises Raghov had made came knocking, one after another. The teacher reminded him. The shopkeeper waited anxiously. The neighbor stood at the door with folded hands. Raghov rushed about, files slipping from his arms, sweat forming on his forehead. By noon, the inspector called him in. "You seem reliable," the inspector said, "but your records say otherwise. Too many words, too little follow-up." That evening, Raghov walked home slowly. The town looked the same, but he felt strangely smaller. The next day, something changed. When a man asked for help, Raghov paused and said, "I will help if I can, but I will not promise if I cannot." Some people frowned. Some walked away. But those who stayed received exactly what he said he would give. No more, no less. Months later, the same inspector returned and praised Raghov for his honesty. Kamala smiled and said, "Now your words are fewer, but heavier." Raghov nodded, understanding at last. Morale. A promise is valuable only when it can be kept. Honesty begins with knowing your limits.